What's going on? Good afternoon. A little late start on this Monday. Hope you guys are doing good. I had a doctor's appointment earlier today, so I had to do devotion a little later. But let's get into it. The title of today's devotion: Your healing benefits others. Your healing benefits others. I like that one already. Let me get my mouse in there. All right, so it starts: anytime a person is wounded in their soul, the woundedness affects other people. It can have an impact on your social life, especially if your pain has caused you not to trust people or not to want to enter into healthy relationships. Let me say this is very, very, very important. Personally, I could tell you, and you probably see throughout like the devotions where I share some of my personal life a little bit, and when I share about like things that I've heard and things that I watch on the internet, things that I see in life when I engage in conversation with people. People who are hurt tend to hurt other people. And it's hard to gauge who's hurt or not. Somebody could be very well good today and hurt tomorrow. How we deal with that is going to be very important for what they're saying is healthy relationships in the devotion. And I think there's a very important piece to this that we have to understand. Hurt is always going to be here as long as we're on this earth. There's always going to be some level of hurt. What makes it healthy is how we deal with our hurt and how we deal with ourselves and other people in our lives. So I think this is going to be a really good one. Let's see. It continues. I'm getting emails left and right. If you are a wife or a mother, one of the consequences of the hurt from your past is that it can negatively influence your relationships with your husband and your children unless you let God heal you. A lot of times I speak to people and I tell them why I believe in God and why I feel like being a Christian is so helpful. I personally believe, because I'm Christian and because I try my best to stay connected in my spiritual journey and get better, it helps me in my interactions with other people. It helps me with my interactions with myself. There is a certain level of understanding as a Christian man that I need to be kind. I need to do this. I need to do that. Because if these things didn't exist, the only thing that would govern my life would be, I guess, the court of law. But having the word as the value system that I abide by, having that. I mean, there's other things that people abide by in their lives and they make priority, but making God a priority to me has been the best thing to help with my interactions with other people. And I think when we allow God to heal us in whatever situation that we're in, at whatever time we're in, like, it's not only young people that go through things, adults go through things, seniors go through things. Everyone could go through something that could impact how they treat other people and, again, how they treat themselves. So I really, really feel like being a believer has helped. Being a believer has helped. It is said to think about the fact that the pain one person has suffered can ultimately cause pain to others, but that's the truth. However, there is a great truth in these situations. Your healing can also affect the people around you, and it will have a positive impact on them. I mean, I really believe that. And sometimes I gotta remind myself, like, dude, that wasn't the way to do something, say something. Um, and I try to fix it as quick as possible. I try to be that guy, but I'm not always perfect. So I cannot overemphasize the importance of our relationships with other people. Every area of our lives includes relationships of some sort, whether they're on the surface, acquaintances, deep friendships, or family relationships. All we have to offer to the people around us is what's inside us. If our hearts are filled with pain, anger, fear, rejection, and other negative qualities, that's what we give the people in our lives. If we are filled with peace, love, joy, hope, and other positive attributes, then we can share those good things with them. Let me tell you, I've met people who've come from the worst of situations, like the worst of the worst situations, but the way they are, how kind they are, how peaceful they are, it's like crazy. There's an animation, like a cartoon that I used to watch where, and I'm thinking of Dragon Ball Z. It's like an anime, but I remember seeing how that one clip where this kid was sitting down, or this young dude was sitting down on the floor, and there was like a bunch of people fighting, and this dude is sitting down on the floor like this, peaceful. All of this stuff was happening around him, and he was peaceful. And then somebody stops, and then he's like, "Hey, stop!" And everybody stops, looks at the kid, and this guy's peaceful. He's like, "How you doing?" And he responds with peace. He's like, "I'm doing good." It was a cartoon. But that is what I have seen in some human beings. Like, the situation in their life is going crazy. All kinds of nonsense happening. And they're just at peace. And then when somebody engages them, they respond peacefully. So nothing of that outside craziness impacted how they would respond to people, even though they were sitting in the middle of it. It's crazy. And I think this is important. What you have on the inside, despite what's happening in the world, what you have in here, if it's not peaceful, if it's not positive, when you are engaged with other folks, you might spew out a lot of negativity if your inside has a lot of negativity. So even though the world has a lot going on, look to find peace on the inside, because it would, I believe it would help when you interact with people on the outside, even if they're doing craziness and wild things. Let you be the light. Let you be the light, because your inside is peace. So yeah, I like this piece. I'm with this. Let's continue. Let's see what they got. I encourage you today to think about your relationships. Is there a steady stream of good things flowing from you to your family, friends, and neighbors and coworkers? Or do people feel they have to be on guard when they are around you because they have learned they will not hear anything from you that will encourage them or lift them up? Danger. This one right here, let me tell you, there are times when family annoys me. There's times when family annoys me. There are times where I annoy family. Yeah. Let's be real. I'm not perfect, man. I told you, I'm not perfect. I'm far from it. But there are times where we are not good. But when most of the time people are staying away from you, or when they're around you, they're like, I gotta be careful around this dude. I gotta be careful around this lady. There's something funny with this. Something funny with this person. I gotta be careful. That's not the rep you want. People don't. I mean, that's just like being around you. If people have that feeling just for being around you, they're not going to do business with you. They're not going to go organize with you. They're not going to trust their kids with you. They're not going to like leave, resources in your hands that you could go do some silly stuff with. Why would they do that? They don't even trust themselves being around you themselves. Why would they even trust you with anything else going on in their life? So reputation is important too when you're known as being a negative person. You literally pull the life out of other people. You pull the life out of your own life sometimes when you keep negative stuff inside of you. And you got to be positive. Like, it's hard sometimes when you're upset, when you're emotionally triggered by things that are happening. People say things to you and it's like automatic. Nah. we got to find peaceful ways of doing things. Let me tell you, this is where the Christian walk helps. God is love, singing gospel music, praying. Like, I just saw something where someone was preaching about how you could tell when somebody's prayed up. You got more peace when you're prayed up. Like, angry people can't. It's not easy for you to find an angry person praying, like being humble enough to be like, you know what? I know I'm upset, but God, please help me in my life. You know what I mean? Like, you can't find an angry person to do that like that so often. So, stay prayed up, say a prayer, if you feel like you're triggered by something, I do it. I get triggered and I say, Lord God, please help me, man. Help me change my emotion on this, or help me, Lord God, for whatever it is. Sometimes we don't find the words, but you could look on the internet. You could like call somebody who has a good vibe, who has a positive vibe. I get calls and sometimes people just want to check in. They're like, yo, Nerly, I haven't heard your voice. What's going on? I'm going through some stuff. I just want to hear somebody I know. I'm like, oh, thanks, man. And I engage in conversation for, 10, 15 minutes. And, whatever it is they were upset about, I try to change it up. Or if I call someone, they try to change it up. And we stay on a positive note. But don't be known as someone people got to be careful with, because people don't tend to call because they feel that you're not healed yet, and your actions are consistent, and they don't want to be around for that stuff. So it continues. The journey to healing is not always smooth and easy. It will require you to take an honest look at some painful places in your life and allow the Lord to touch and heal them in those difficult moments. I encourage you to press on and not to give up, remembering that your healing can have a positive impact on lots of people. I did not like to think about how my past woundedness had hurt other people before my soul was healed. But I rejoice now because God is using the healing He has done in my heart to help others. Stay on your healing journey and watch how He will use you. I gotta say, man, the fact that I'm on YouTube doing devotions could be part of that. It could be part of that. God has healed me in many different ways, and I feel like I'm still going through healing, still gaining perspective, still trying to make sense of things that happen in my life, and I will continuously do it. But this time, as I go through stuff, I know I'm a much better godly man than I was yesterday. I tell you that. I could tell you that. I'm much better. I mean, I got a lot to heal from and do, but I think we don't realize why God puts things in our hearts and why we do certain things to get better. And it might just be part of God's journey with us. And He's going to utilize that not only for you, but for other people. It's how it works. God works in mysterious ways. So I'm down for it. But some of this sometimes is us realizing, hey, look, we need to check ourselves. So whatever that means to you, if this is something that you feel like could help and benefit someone, definitely share this one. This one is important. This one is important because our pain impacts other people. But the good side of this is our peace, our joy, our happiness impacts other people as well. So I hope we could pass this along, to someone who may need to hear how much, got planes out here, who needs to hear how much a peaceful, joyous person could help other people, because we really need to avoid spreading our trauma, projecting our trauma, whatever that may be. And I know I definitely talk as if I have problems alone in this world, but it's not true. I know a lot of us have issues that we go through, things that we're healing from, things that, that's just annoyances, right? Like, it's annoying to deal with. And then that annoyance really triggers us to be not so positive. But in any case, let's do our best to heal, because our healing helps not only ourselves, but the people around us. Prayer of the day: Lord, thank you for healing me from the inside out. I know that my healing not only helps me, it also benefits the people around me. Amen. All right. Yeah. Share this one, man. This is a big one. I could tell you, man, I've had conversations in the past week that really shocked me about, things that my friends are going through, or people that are going through stuff. And sometimes it answers the question, why are you acting so hostile? Like, why are you? It's because you're going through stuff. And sometimes I'm empathetic to it. Sometimes I'm like, nah, you should know better. You should know better. You should know not to treat somebody like that, or be accountable to the wrong you did. Be accountable to the wrong you did could be the very healing that you need, right? Like, if you say, yo, you know what, I did you wrong. There are people who have done me wrong, and I'm still like upset about it. I'm still upset. But I won't let that make me be angry at other people when they try to engage in conversation. And if I do, I try to check myself. Sometimes I let it get into me, but we got to be careful of letting the negative stuff in our lives impact other people that we have in there, and then how it impacts us, us personally, is important to watch out for. I know a lot of people talk about it at a high level, but some things can't just be high level. There's a lot of objective thought. We need to get into the details, individual details of how we feel and what we're going through, because if it's not positive, it's negative. And if it's negative, you might be impacting other people negatively. You might be talking to people negatively. You might be responding and doing things not so good. So let's clean that up. If that's you, think about some of the things that you've gone through that is on your mind, and see how you could make light of it. Like, how can we change this? Because and most people who know that they're not a positive vibe kind of feel people being distant. They don't want to be around me. Why is that? Can we fix that? Can you fix you? Right? Like, try to fix you. I know therapy is a big thing. I will always promote that. That's always a good way to see if you could get healing. Speak to your pastor, your spiritual leader. But call your friend. Listen to gospel music. I don't know. Sometimes we're too upset to listen to gospel. We need to put the Tupac. Sometimes I do that. I put Tupac on, Biggie. Like, I'm not above that. But once you get through that session, start get into how you could be more nice, how you could be more positive. And that might be the thing you need all along, just to get it out, release that emotion really quick with nobody around you. And that's okay. Just release it. Pray through it. Whatever you have to do, just don't let it impact other people in a negative way. And God will take pleasure in that. All right. And ask God to help you with it. That's all. All right. This one was a good one. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. God bless.